Hello and welcome back. In this video, we're going to continue building our authentication system. Now we have the ability to log in a user, create the user session, destroy and log out the user. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to build some methods which are going to help us throughout our application, okay? And we're going to build them in our application controller right here. So app controllers, application controller. And these are methods that we're going to use to get things like current user, to check if the user is logged in, then for certain actions, requiring user, that's what we're going to build. So the first method we're going to build is current user. The next one is logged underscore in question mark. And the third one we're going to build is require user. Okay, so this current user and logged in user we're going to use throughout our views. The methods you create in your application controller are available to all of your controllers, okay, but they're not available to your views by default. So this current user and logged in are what we're going to use in our views. So what we're going to do is let Rails know that these are helper methods. So I'll do this, helper underscore method, and then space, colon, current underscore user, comma, colon, logged underscore in question mark. So based on this line, Rails is going to make these two available to our views. So let's start with current user, okay? We're going to do something like this, user dot find, open parentheses, session, open square bracket, colon, user underscore ID, close square bracket, close parentheses, if session, open square bracket, colon, user underscore ID. So what are we saying here? What we're saying here is return this user if session user ID, meaning there is a user ID that's stored that's backed by our browser in our session hash. If so, then find the user in our database based on that user ID. So let's say my user has ID 7 and my user is logged in. This current user method is going to go to my database, look for the user ID of 7, and then return the user who has user ID of 7. That way I get the entire user object, okay? And then I can access their username or their email or whatever I want. But we're going to add some optimization over here. What if this current user already exists, meaning I've already looked for this current user? Then every time I reference current user, it's going to keep hitting the database. And I don't want multiple hits to the database many times in a page, right? So let's add a little bit of optimization over here. And this is called memoization at current underscore user. So basically, return current user if current user already exists, okay? If we've already hit the database and looked for a current user prior to this, return that current user, pipe equals. If not, then find the user based on the user ID that's set in the session, okay? So that's the current user method. Now logged in, we're just going to see if current user is true, meaning there's a user that's logged in. So to convert anything to a Boolean, you just do this, bang, bang, and then whatever you want to convert. So current underscore user. So this will basically return true if I have a current user. If I don't have a current user, it'll return false. So I'll be able to check whether a user is logged in or not. And require user is basically for certain actions I want to restrict based on if there is a logged in user or not. Okay, so if not logged in question mark, then I want to simply redirect the user. So flash, I'll give it a message, colon, danger, close square bracket, equals, you must be logged in to perform that action. and then redirect to root underscore path. Okay, then end the block. So basically, if the user is not logged in, whenever we do this check, it'll simply display the message, this message over here. You must be logged in to perform that action, and then redirect the user to the root path. If they're logged in, however, this will not take place. All right, that's it. So let's see some of these in action. First, I'll pull up my navigation partial, which I have open here. Now you can simply go to Views, Layouts, and your navigation partial. And remember, at the end of the last video, we added this logout path. Okay? Now what we want to do here, we want to display this logout path only if the user is logged in. If they are not logged in, then I want to display a login path in place of this logout path. How do I do that? So right under this UL class over here, I'll enter in an if condition. So embedded Ruby, if space logged underscore in question mark, close embedded Ruby. So if the user is logged in, then I want to display this logout path, and I want to display this drop down that I have. So I will tab all of this over once up to this li right here. This li closes here, so command right square bracket, and then else, meaning if the user is not logged in, I will enter in two new links over here. Okay, and what are they? I'll copy this, command C, command V, then command V over here, and then I'll enter in embedded Ruby and close embedded Ruby. Okay, so if the user is logged in, then I want to display the logout path. If the user is not logged in, then I want to display the login path, which is simply the login path, and it is not a method delete, so I'll get rid of this. And the next item will be sign up. So over here, sign up, and this will go to sign up underscore path, and this is also not a delete method, so I'll get rid of that. Save that. So let's see what that looks like. Over here, let me click on log out, so I log out of the last user. Okay. All right, so I have an error here. I have login path displaying. Oh, whoops. This is going to simply say log space in. Save that. I'll reload this page. Okay, so I have a login and I have a sign up. Now if I log in, click login. Okay, now notice how my login and sign up links are gone. It's replaced by log out and that drop down menu I had. All right, perfect. Now I'll log out. So that is an example of how we're going to use these methods and change our navigation and other links in our application. Okay, so let's prepare our app for that. We have to do a couple of steps. First, if you go to your users controller, so users controller RB file, notice how we didn't do the before action and get rid of the redundancy in our code. So we'll do that first. So over here, we'll do before underscore action colon set underscore user. And we only want to set this for the actions that have this line, user equals user.find params ID. So edit, update, and show. So before action, set user only colon open square bracket colon edit comma colon update comma colon show, close square bracket. Save that. Then get rid of this line from here. I'll do Command X. Then update, I'll get rid of this, simply delete. And then show over here, delete. Save that. So let's define the method here. Define set_user, and I'll paste that line, end. Command S. So what we're ensuring is before action, we have the @user instance variable ready for the edit, update, and the show action. Okay? Now I'm going to take a quick look at my articles controller to see if that's ready. Okay, this one is ready. Perfect. So in the next video, we're going to use the methods that we defined in this video and go through each and every one of our views to ensure that our application features are locked in. All right, I'll see you there.